Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a lovely morning. Hopefully some of you are awake because we're about to do a hatchling release. So I'm standing right in front of some hatchlings that have just started frenzying, so they are ready for their journey to the ocean. As always, let me know where you're tuning in from. I'd love to know. None of you have joined me yet, which I understand is a little bit early, but hopefully you can watch this a little bit later on in the morning. I'm about to walk over and show you some of the hatchlings. So these are hatchlings from two separate nests. So we have some hatchlings from nest 15, it's 15B, so the second half of the nest, as well as 16. So if you are the nest adopters for 15 and 16, here are the hatchlings. It's 103 hatchlings that we're releasing today. We're up to 75 nests in our corral, so these are 15 and 16 out of our corral. And as I said, these are Kemp's Ridley hatchlings. Kemp's Ridleys are the smallest sea turtle species in the world. As you see, there's some birds. We're trying to deter them so they don't pick up any of the hatchlings. So part of the job here while we release them is to protect them from any land predators. So you'll see some of the gulls are getting close, but we're not gonna let get any of the hatchlings. Also, I apologize if I'm not as talkative as possible. I am not a morning person, but I am a turtle person. So I'm here watching these guys because I love sea turtles. So if you're tuning in from somewhere outside of Texas, we are on South Padre Island, Texas. And we're as far away from people as possible, just so these guys don't get disoriented or distracted. We try to give them their distance and everything. And it's a beautiful sunrise over South Padre Island today. A little cloudy, but a beautiful day. See a lot of people tuning in from a lot of different places. Thank you so much. If any of you adopted any hatchlings, I'd love to know what names you gave them. I know my friend Emily named her hatchling Cake Pop. Hi Emily, if you're watching this.
Are these sea turtles endangered? They are. Kemp's Ridley sea turtles. They're called what? Kemp's Ridley.
So you'll notice we actually put them in the tide line and allow them to make this journey themselves. This is because we need these hatchlings to imprint here on South Padre Island, as in the future they will return to these beaches to nest. So we need them to imprint. Oh, gull's getting pretty close, but our field technician Emma is on it. But yes, they will imprint here and then return to South Padre Island or the area surrounding when they are adults to nest. And the Kemp's Ridleys only nest in Texas and northern Mexico. That's it. Those are their only nesting grounds, or primary nesting grounds. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be happy to answer them. See, a lot of you are really grateful you're up this early. We're really happy you're here with us today. How many people are there to help? So this morning it's me, Emma, our field technician, and two of our interns, Clara and Cami. So the four of us came out for this. They processed all the hatchlings, and then Emma called me to let me know there'd be a sunrise release so I could film it for you all. when did these turtles hatch? So they will hatch underground, and then it takes them a little while to actually move up the neck of the nest and finally emerge at the surface. But they just last night they were emerging. Why are they moving so slow? So Kemp's Ridleys are notoriously one of the slowest sea turtle species when they're hatchlings. They're not as fast as some other species as getting to the water. However, these weren't frenzying as strongly as some others frenzy. The reason we want to release them at this time though is because in a few hours it's going to be way too hot for these hatchlings. We cannot release them during the day. As soon as it starts getting hot, they can get very easily tired, and so we want to release them when it's a little bit cooler. Let's see, some more questions. Would we be able to view this in person next time? Unfortunately, we've had to cancel all public hatchling releases for this summer due to COVID. It attracts hundreds and hundreds of people, and we cannot safely socially distance for these releases. So unfortunately, we are doing them all privately this season, but we hope next season you can join us. Someone said the seagulls are not giving up. That's true, but Cami, Clara, and Emma are on it, so they're able to kind of shush them away. What do the babies eat? So these hatchlings are going to actually, be taken out over here by the waves, and they're going to find a mat of floating algae called sargassum. They will float in that sargassum for the first couple years of their life. We call them the lost years. This sargassum actually offers a lot of protection and benefits, as they are able to feed on whatever is in that sargassum and get protection from predators. Sometimes they get a little disoriented, so Emma is here. It's making sure they're oriented a little more towards the water. Someone said to bring chips and let the seagulls eat those. Well, if we did that, they would just surround us more anyway. So actually, if you go to the beach, please don't feed the gulls. It's not good for them and can also attract a lot of unwanted attention. How many will survive? Less than 1% of hatchlings will make it to adulthood. Sea turtles have a different strategy than we do for survival. So these mamas will lay 2 to 3 nests per season every 2 to 3 years, and they'll do this for the rest of their life once they reach sexual maturity. So they're going to deposit thousands of eggs, hoping that a few will make it to adulthood. So by the end, the result is the same as us, right? So they have maybe a couple that will make it to adulthood, and we would have a few kids and take care of them and make sure that they make it to adulthood. But they have thousands, hoping that just a few will survive. Esther asked, why not put them all in the water at once manually? That is because we want to make them to make that journey themselves, so they can imprint here on our beaches, and they will make their way. If any of them are looking particularly lethargic, we can hold them until the next night to make sure they can safely make it to the water. But all of these guys are actually moving pretty well. I know it doesn't seem like it. Sometimes they're just more frenzied than other times, but they're making their way towards the ocean, so they're okay. Do they have any predators? Yes, on land, the gulls, crabs, coyotes, raccoons, anything like that can get them. Out at sea, anything larger than them can be a predator. I'm gonna take a step back here so I don't get washed in with the hatchlings. So we'll protect them on land, but once they're in the water, they're on their own. Suzanne asked, wasn't it like 1 in 1,000? Yes, we say 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 300, so less than 1%. It's hard to estimate, and there's a few different opinions out there, so we say less than 1%. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're releasing 103 hatchlings from 2 different nests. These are nest 15B, so the second half of nest 15 and 16. So if you're the nest adopters for 15 and 16, these are the hatchlings from those nests. Ray said they need coffee. They don't, but I sure do. Karen said, just joined. What beach are you at? We are at South Padre Island, Texas. So if you look into the water, I know it's probably a little bit hard to see, but if you ever get to make it to one of the hatchling releases in the future, one of my favorite things to do that a lot of people miss is to look in the water, and you can see their little heads popping up to take a breath, which is super adorable. They're so tiny. They have limited lung capacity, so they have to surface to breathe very often. Someone asked green or Kemp's. These are Kemp's Ridley sea turtles. We actually did get a Atlantic green sea turtle nest, so we are super excited. We have all Kemp's Ridley nests and then one Atlantic green. I'll get a little closer for you guys. Vicky asked how many eggs were in each nest versus how many hatched. Let me actually ask our field tech about the percentage of these guys. Hey Emma, what was the, if you don't have the exact numbers, it's okay, an estimate for the hatch success? Is it in the 80s and 90s? For these nests, it was around 80 to 90%, which is pretty much our average. So our average is around 90% per nest. Can I zoom in? I can get a little bit closer. I just want to be behind them. There we go. Get a little bit of a better view.
So nest 16 right now is 72%.
Jim asked if this is a natural hatching or do you hatch in a controlled environment. We actually do have a corral facility here where we monitor all the nests. So we relocate all the nests we find to that corral facility. They will emerge in that corral facility and then we will bring them out to the beach to release. Catherine, I know you asked to zoom in a little closer. I hope that's a little bit of a better view. Doug asked if he thinks, or if we think our assistant gives them a better chance. I think so on land, just because we are protecting them from the gulls and the crabs. But the ultimate protection comes before they even hatch and emerge, right? Because by relocating the nest, we're protecting them from predators, humans, natural things like tides that could inundate the nest and drag them out to sea. So the ultimate protection comes from relocating the nests. They're getting their move on. Emma's gonna give this little guy a little bit of a head start so he can get a little closer to the water. I'll bring you a little closer. I'm on my knees right now instead of standing, so I don't want to get too close to the water, because when that happens, we like to lie very, very still just in case any of the hatchlings get washed up towards us, and I don't want to sink into the sand. So I hope this view is okay for you guys. remind everyone their reusable masks and gloves need to go in the trash. Yes, please, always deposit your trash in the appropriate trash can or dumpster wherever you're at the beach. I know here we have a dumpster where you can collect your trash and bring it to, as well as some trash cans. Do keep in mind that those trash cans do get blown over by the wind or storms all the time, so best practice is to really take your trash with you to ensure it doesn't end up in our oceans. From the moment these hatchlings enter the water, they're going to face a lot of dangers, and although we don't have control over the predators, we do have control over what goes into the ocean. So please, please, please keep your trash out of the ocean, and every time you go to the beach, do a small cleanup. Clean up the trash around you. You can imagine these guys are so small, they can get entangled or eat just about anything. Sean asked how long they will live. They have about a human lifespan for this species. Atlantic greens can live to be over 100 years old. So these are the last few here. We've got 6 left out of 103. But there they go. You can see their tiny tracks on the sand. It's very cute. Get a little closer for you all. That guy's moving fast now. Here comes a wave. Hopefully those 2 guys will go out. There they go. Good luck, little guys. Steph said she missed it before, but why can't you manually put them in? We need them to imprint here on the sand, as they will return to the beaches that they were born on to nest in the future. Oh, there goes that little guy. The waves help them go into the water. But we will try to do it virtually whenever we can. So thank you so much for tuning in. There's 715 of you watching right now, so that's super exciting. I'm happy you are all up this early with me. Let me know what time it is where you're watching. I know we've got a lot of different supporters from a lot of different time zones. There goes that little guy. So we got 3 left. People tuning in from Australia, 9:50 p.m., 8 a.m. in New Jersey. Awesome. Thank y'all so much. can't get close enough to them. Woo. There those two guys go. Bye, little hatchlings. Good luck out there. Oh, we got the one right there in the sand. There he goes. We got one left. Getting back. There we go. There he goes. Say goodbye to that little guy. We do make sure that if any of them wash back, we put them back into the water. If you're on South Padre Island and you happen to see any hatchlings washed up, please call us immediately. So there's that one little guy. The next wave will probably take him out. So everyone say bye to our last little hatchling. Bye, little guy. We'll give you a little bit of a view of the sunrise here. Our last shot for you. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We're very happy to share these moments with you. If you have any questions, type them into the comments below. I'll be in at work later today, so I'll be happy to answer